So my name is Tyler Depke. I work for ILAD, or International Literacy and Development, a small ONG based out of the US. But I am going to talk today about designing for monolingual, non-literate users, and I'm doing that in a very multilingual context. So back in 2017, I started a farm in rural Guinea, and the mission of that farm is to provide rural farming families with high-quality plants to grow nutritious food year-round. From the literature, it seems like most farmers, or a lot of rural farmers, lack access to high-quality propagation materials. So we imported over 100 unique species of plants. We have over 60 unique tree species and nearly 400 named varieties of different plants. And so we're planting all this on about a hectare of land, and we're doing what we're calling a Scion Bank evaluation, and that's where we're basically tracking the different stages of these plants throughout the year, because some of these varieties we're trying to extend the harvest season for farmers in the region, so that, for example, instead of having a 5-month avocado season, you can have an 8-month avocado season. So if we look at this little graph, table, whatever you want to call it, on the right here, this is from southern Florida, and this is approximately what we're looking to make, but we also want to do that quantitatively for each variety, not just each species of plant or tree. And so we're using ODK on the farm to keep track of harvests, when the harvests are coming in, what are the quality of those fruits, which is also very important, and that is also very unique to each species. We're also currently using ODK to track different pests that we see on the farm, as well as use it for nursery management. So we print out tags with barcodes, and we're tracking it to see how we can more effectively propagate trees and plants more quickly, and as well as measure germination rates. So some of the challenges that we have are that we're in a very remote and rural location, very unreliable up and down internet, and we have, like I said, a very multilingual context, but many people who are monolingual, and almost all the people that we work with are speaking a minority local language that doesn't have any official writing form. And then on top of that, the low tech and literacy levels. So I want to introduce you to Mamadi, who's our primary employee on the farm. He's a hunter, and we call him the African Chuck Norris. So he's the kind of guy who goes into a river at 2 a.m. and shoots a crocodile and then wades into the river bare feet to pick it up and feel it with his feet, because he wants to feed his family for the next day. So he's a really awesome guy. He's a farmer. And if we look at him on the bottom left of this little language diagram, so each one of these boxes is representative of a person on our team during 2018. And each color is a different language, with the colors on the left of the box being the language that they speak the best, or their native language. And if you look at the red arrows, which is representative of French, Mamadi doesn't really speak French, and none of the people on the team are native French speakers, but this is primarily how a lot of people communicate. And so I would say what makes ILAD unique is we're focusing on the Mamadis of the world. We're not really operating as much on the language of wider communication, but we're trying to operate in that local language. So this is the latest iteration of one of the forms that we have, and I've essentially removed all the text. Previously, I had everything in French for Mamadi, and even just having the letters there was so overwhelming that we changed everything to emojis as much as possible, and we still have the Konyanke local language for the audio. And so that's what our multilingual form looks like. We are experimenting with a couple other things as we do construction on the farm, and so we're currently using Google Sheets, which is pretty ridiculous, but we're using it, and we think that we might be able to use ODK for some quality control and doing cost of production of compressed earth bricks. And then we also want to use it for giving web forms to potential clients who would be buying those bricks, which I kind of explored that this morning. And that would be a similar form. We also want to do that as we're looking, once we get beyond the evaluation of our trees, and we look to start distributing the trees. So in terms of going to the forum and using that, I would say, the documents are great, but it's really usually some very, very specific problem that I go to the forum for, mostly dealing with multilingual and non-literate users. And the question that I want to leave with you all today is, if you're familiar with this concept of human-centered design framework, a lot of us in this room are the ones that are doing the prototyping and the testing. But I want to go back and think about what it means to empathize with the people on the field and close that gap. So what is the distance between you designing the form and the people on the field using that form, whether it's actual physical distance and not understanding that there's no internet and it takes 3 days to get internet, or maybe it's cultural, linguistic, or economic, and really trying to empathize with our end users. So that is what I have. Thank you.